I'm Melinda Trembly, owner and creative director of Rincon Road Design Studio, and we are based in Carpinteria, California. I was always drawn to interior design, but I didn't really know it. I was always, designing a fort outside or moving my furniture around. My mom and dad were really patient with me, always moving things around, wanting to paint, wanting to do projects. I originally thought, though, my parents were in the quarter horse industry, and I really thought that I wanted to be an equine anesthesiologist. And that was until I ran into how many classes of chemistry I would have to take after high school and realized that maybe that wasn't such a great choice. So I was actually nannying for a family at that time during my freshman year in college, who was owner of a construction company here in town, and they had just opened a new office, and I was their receptionist there. And I had voiced some interest in interior design and architecture, and they introduced me to an architectural firm here in Santa Barbara. And I ended up interning for them for 3 summers before I graduated. And actually, while I was at Santa Barbara City College, I was taking my GE classes, and one of my general art instructors, I was taking an elements of design class, and it was just basic colors and theories of design. And she came up to me and said, "Hey, have you ever thought of a career in interiors? We are having this college come, and I think you'd be interested." And that was the Interior Design Institute of San Diego. And that's how I ended up going south. It's one of 2 things. It's either aesthetic, that we attract somebody by an image that they saw, or just the message that we send out. A lot of what I like to do is tie your story into your house or your whatever space it is. It should evoke an emotion from you. You should be able to walk in and relax. And I think a lot of people who move to this area, if you're not local and you're moving in, they are looking for some sort of disconnect from either LA or Silicon Valley. They want a slowdown. And really reconnect to their roots. The other thing that draws clients to us is they're just overwhelmed with the building process in general and the amount of decisions that they have to make. And once the contractor is involved, they start asking a lot of questions, right? And it gets to be very overwhelming very quickly. And I feel that Rincon Road has really established a good relationship with contractors in town. New Year always brings something fun and makes you think about new starts and new beginnings, what you can do better, or maybe what's not working. This year, I've really decided to ask for help. I'm onboarding some admin and really getting our processes streamlined, cutting some things out that just were taking more time, and making it easier for the client to understand the processes that are going on behind the scenes, because so much of what we do is not in front of the client, and it's not the pretty stuff that they see and what they want to see. It's the documentation of all of their selections, the tracking of it, the communication of all of those into construction documents and passing those along to contractors and architects. And it's a lot, right? So streamlining all of those and making the process simple and easy for us to do, and cut some time for the client and be able to communicate those processes easier. That's what we're focusing on. We are in this high-end industry, and to have it packaged and presented in a way that makes somebody feel special and like they're being taken care of at a high level. I grew up in a mid-century sort of ranch house. And I do still love that era here in California, like the Cliff May architecture, any of the case study homes. That was, I would say, even in design school, those were my favorites, like the Schindler house, the textures and just the materials, the natural materials that they used. It wasn't overly fancy. It was all low and rambling, and I'm drawn to that. But then on the flip side, I love historical millwork and all the details of a good like built-in or chair rail and crown molding and all of that. So to be able to work on places that have that. And then here in Santa Barbara, we have a mix. I mean, we have craftsmen, we have mission, we have a lot of the California ranch still, and bungalows. I normally like run the other direction when someone says trends. I have a distinct dislike for trends or anything trendy, but I do feel like I love so many eras and so many things. And I think all of these things go and come, right? There's always going to be something that's popular at a moment, but then people get sick of it very easily. And I always like to say when I'm talking to a client, like, don't worry about the trends. Let's focus on what you love and what you hate or what you really dislike, and then create this collection that's yours, not something that you see in like the Pottery Barn magazine or Restoration Hardware. I don't really think that any of my spaces are trendy. I would say that we're directing our clients to create their own look, but with pieces that speak to them. And those could be family heirlooms. They could be something that you found on vacation with your husband, or a seashell that your kids pick up at the, how can we display those? What celebrates that? That's what I'm really excited about. People are always surprised in the interiors world to find out that I'm also an avocado farmer. I'm third generation, and my grandmother had an avocado farm in Ojai. My dad managed all of that, and then here, and we've always been involved in ranching, and now I'm in charge.